everybody, welcome back to Bake with Shivesh. I was gonna make my breakfast and today I feel like eating something delicious, new and exciting because I'm slightly bored of my good old chia seed pudding. I am planning to make Nutella stuffed pancake bombs and trust me, they're gonna taste as delicious as they sound. I'm planning to make them without eggs and with whole wheat flour. And I'm बहुत भूख लग रही है, so let's get started. I'm starting with 2 cups of milk. This milk is at room temperature and to this I'll add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. I'll give it a good mix and let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't have white vinegar, you could also use lemon juice. Meanwhile, in a separate bowl, let's start adding rest of the ingredients. I'm using 2 cups of whole wheat flour. I'm making these pancake bombs with atta, but you could also use maida, and 1/4 cup of sugar. I am also adding a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. Now using a spatula, I'll just give everything a good mix. What I'm doing here is I'm creating a well into which I'm going to go in with 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. You could also use same quantity of melted butter and our milk and vinegar mixture that we had set aside earlier. And now using a spatula, I'll mix everything so that my batter comes together. And now the last ingredient here, which is 1/4 cup of hot water. Also, I had completely run out of vanilla, but if you have that, please add a teaspoon of vanilla extract at this stage. I think it'll add a whole lot of flavor. Alright, so I'm all set to make my pancake bombs. I've transferred the batter into this squeezy bottle just to make my life easier. If you don't have this, you could just use spoons to transfer your batter. And we're gonna make it in this pan. I call this an appe ka pan. I am not sure if my terminology is completely on point and probably a lot of you call it something else. But this is something you can easily order online on Amazon. In fact, you could also use this to make bubble waffles, which is crazy. So for this recipe, unfortunately, there is no substitute for this. So you might want to get it now. Alright, so I've placed my pan on low heat and before I pour my batter into it, I'm going to grease it really well with melted butter. My pan is nicely greased. Let's start pouring the batter into it. As you can see, I'm not filling the cavity all the way to the top. I'm only going halfway through so that there's space for Nutella and more batter that we'll add in later. As soon as the first layer of the pancake batter is done, I'm going to start filling it with Nutella. I heated my Nutella in the microwave for a few seconds and then transferred it into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you could just use your spoons for this task. Also guys, I made a batch after this for which I filled twice the amount of Nutella and I like that more, so you can fill as much as you like. And now pipe more batter on top so that all that Nutella gets covered. I'm going to cook these pancake bombs for a couple of minutes before I flip them and cook them on the other side, again for a couple of more minutes. The pancake bombs are ready. You should consume them while they're still warm, and if you're feeling extra indulgent, just give them a good drizzle of icing sugar. nothing comes close to a pancake bomb stuffed with Nutella. I know this is a popular recipe and maybe some of you have already made them at home. But if you haven't, please do give these a shot, upload a picture on your Instagram stories, and don't forget to tag me at Shivesh17 so that I can look at all your creations. I'll see you guys next week with another recipe. Until then, happy baking and take care.